The timeless feud, the crow and the owl. In the beginning of time. In the first age of creation, when the world was still young, the weather unpredictable, and plants just beginning to bloom and bear fruit, all living beings searched for ways to survive. Humans, animals, and all creatures on Earth began to gather in groups to find leaders who could guide their lives. Under a sky of swirling clouds, where rain and sunshine alternated in rhythmic patterns, against landscapes of emerging forests and crystal-clear rivers, the process of selecting leaders began. Humans chose a handsome man, perfect in speech and conduct, to be their king. His voice was as soothing as a gentle stream, his wisdom as deep as ancient caves. Land animals selected the lion, full of strength and wisdom, to be the ruler of the forest. His golden mane shimmered in the dappled sunlight that filtered through the canopy of emerald leaves. Water creatures appointed Ananda fish, an excellent swimmer, clever and majestic, to be the sovereign of the waterways. His scales gleamed like jewels beneath the rippling surface of cool, refreshing waters. The great bird assembly. The birds of many kinds, seeing the example set by other creatures, arranged to meet at Stone Plateau in the Himaphan Forest, a sacred mountain reaching to the sky, said to be the center of knowledge for wild animals. At dawn, the mountainside came alive with the flutter of countless wings. The air was sweet with the scent of wildflowers and morning dew. Birds from every corner of the forest arrived, from the dignified crane, the elegant peacock, the talkative crow, to the owl with piercing eyes and a calm, cool demeanor. The birds perched on branches of ancient trees that swayed gently in the cool mountain breeze. Colorful feathers glinted in the sunlight, while melodious calls echoed across the valley below. After careful consideration, surrounded by the majesty of nature, the birds decided that the owl deserved to be king because he seemed wise, with steady, deep eyes, like one who had practiced meditation for many lifetimes. The fateful objection. But in the midst of the silence that followed the decision, where only the whisper of leaves could be heard, a voice suddenly rose from one crow. How frightening the owl looks even when calm! How terrifying must he be when angry! The crow called out, his black feathers contrasting sharply against the azure sky. If we let him be king, we will fall under the power of this terrifying creature. The crow flew away, shouting into the vast sky. I disagree. I cannot accept this. Though the owl didn't utter a word, his eyes filled with resentment. He flew after the crow relentlessly, his wing beats like a silent storm, disturbing the peaceful air of the mountain sanctuary. In the end, witnessing this display, the birds appointed the golden swan, with his compassionate heart and gentle nature, as their king instead. The swan's white and gold feathers shimmered like morning sunlight on a peaceful lake. The daylight revenge of the crows. When the sun rises above the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and gold, the crows gather in groups on tall treetops, looking for owls that venture out to feed in the morning. With the forest bathed in warm sunlight, the crows swoop down to peck at the owls' heads, screech loudly until their targets flee, taunt them with mocking words. Owl, unworthy to be king, dishonored without a flock. They caw, their harsh voices disturbing the otherwise peaceful forest morning. Sometimes, the crows watch the owls' nests, waiting for the eggs to hatch, then harass and destroy the eggs, forcing mother owls to flee deep into the forest where ancient trees provide shelter in their hollow trunks and dense canopies offer protection. The nighttime revenge of the owls. When the sun sets and darkness envelops the world in a blanket of stars, while fireflies dance like tiny lanterns between shadowy trees, the crows sleep unguardedly. The owls emerge from their caves in the valley. Under the silvery glow of the moon, the owls glide silently over crows sleeping on branches. Use their talons to strike the crows' heads with precision. Leave traces of blood and fallen feathers on the forest floor. Every night, the smell of blood mingles with the silence of Himaphan Forest. Countless crowheads fall from trees, staining the earth that was once peaceful. The night air, once filled with cricket songs and gentle breezes, now carries whispers of revenge. The feud continues. from that day until now. Crows still hate owls, their calls harsh with remembered anger. Owls still remember the bitterness of the crow's criticism on that fateful day. And this cycle of revenge has no end. Through changing seasons, through rain and drought, through generations of birds, the ancient hatred persists in the otherwise harmonious world. Timeless lessons. Leaders must have both good appearance and a beautiful heart. If lacking either one, they may create grievances among their people. Decisions made with prejudice lead to long-term conflict, like a river whose course, once changed, cannot easily find its original path. Enemies created by just a single hurtful sentence may seek revenge throughout the ages, like a seed of thorny plants that spreads across a once peaceful meadow. Only loving kindness and forgiveness can end the cycle of revenge, like morning dew that softens even the hardest ground, allowing new life to grow where once there was only bitterness.